Good morning, my beautiful people. Happy Juneteenth yesterday, but today is Tuesday, and it's Let's Talk About It Tuesday with the Coach Q. Today's topic is about the importance of saying no. Now, this topic is of particular importance and interest to me because at one point in my life, I'll share with you all that I struggled with saying no. And I know the ability to say no comes easier for some people, but it's virtually impossible for others. And no, it is a small word, but it packs a lot of power, and it carries with it an invisible force that can make it feel like overly oppressive or even like a dirty word because we've been taught that saying no is a negative thing. There's no wonder why so many people are uncomfortable with saying no. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to decline a request from someone for the sake of your own well-being, but have ended up saying yes anyway to the request, only to feel frustrated at yourself for not being stronger? So here's the thing. The most important thing I want you guys to gain today is that when you say yes to others, just please make sure you're not saying no to yourself. You know, I've been asked, is it really okay to say no? Well, I'm here to tell you it's more than okay. In fact, it is fundamental and it's absolutely necessary if you want to have a say in what happens in your life. And if you want to maintain a healthy value of self-worth and you don't want to spend your life overwhelmed and you also want to thrive instead of just survive, then making the art of saying no a part of your personality, it is essential. Now, when it comes to leading a well-balanced and fulfilled life, I can't stress enough the importance of learning to say no. As humans, we are inclined to want to say yes in situations, whether it's not to let someone down or not to let yourself down. And therefore, it can be extremely hard to say no. But doing so, it really packs a lot of benefits for your overall mental health. Now, I'll share with you some ways that I've learned to say no, because now I understand just how important it is. But perhaps, I guess the best way to explore why saying no is important is to analyze the reasons we often say yes. I know one of them is to avoid confrontation. Very few people I know enjoy confrontation. So when it feels like saying no will put more pressure on us, we tend to say yes to prevent those feelings. And the second thing is pleasing others. Think of a yes man, someone who all too often says yes to everyone. Now, although most of us do this at a lesser extent, it's still an issue that we need to address. And the third thing is what I call the FOMO effect, and that is fear of missing out. FOMO is very much a real thing, and when we feel as if saying no would prevent us from experiencing something we perceive others will, saying yes feels like the only natural option. But here's the thing. You can change this narrative by simply saying no to the things you don't want to do. The power of saying no really comes down to the effects it has on our brains. When we say no more often, we shift the way our brain thinks and reacts to situations, which allows us more ability to make decisions and prioritize ourselves and allow us to set boundaries. And since boundaries are ever so critical, saying no allows us to develop the necessary skills and tips of setting boundaries ahead of time. Now, I know from experience that even when we begin to implement these thought processes into our mindsets, we still find ourselves in numerous situations where saying yes seems like the better option. So you may ask, how do we know exactly when to say no? And how do we know if it's right? When we learn to say no, we must ask ourselves certain pertinent questions about the situation, like, will saying yes prevent me from focusing on something that's more important? Or will saying yes also make me even more tired or burnt out? See, these questions will give us the framework for when it's finally time to say no. There's other tips that I recommend as well, like rehearse. Ask yourself the questions I just asked and rehearse the way you wish to convey your points. And also be honest, there's never, ever a need to lie about why you are saying no. You can also offer other alternatives because providing another way to go about something can help prevent you from saying yes. Now, I'm not telling you all to rush to say no to everything, but give yourself time to think through the consequences of committing and then properly give a response. The truth is, when you say no, you're not insulting anyone. It just means that you're saying no because the proposed ask doesn't suit your schedule or beliefs. And that's okay. And it's your way of simply exercising your right to say no because it is a right, not a privilege. Listen, half of the troubles that we face in this life can be traced back to us saying yes too quickly and not saying no soon enough. And in the end, remember that no is a complete sentence. It does not require justification or explanation. And as always, guys, I want you guys to thrive often and thrive always. You guys are way more than enough, and we'll talk soon.